report from Denny. And at the Sac Elementary building, I want to show you something related to student achievement. We give the basic reading inventory for our first through, we actually give it first grade through 11th grade. And this would be what the elementary building's information looks like. I'll just lay these out there if anybody wants to pick one of them up. And I've given you the spring of 07 information and the spring of 08, so you can just see what achievement looks like. We measure two things with the basic reading inventory fluency, which is, and that WCPM, after each of those numbers are words correct per minute. And comprehension, there are students read a passage orally to the person who's testing them. Then we take the passage away from them and we ask them 10 comprehension questions, and so they answer orally. And if you take a look at what the data looks like, we really put a lot of effort this year into individual intervention plans for students who weren't doing very well with reading. And we also put a lot of time and effort into collaboration of teachers in grade-alike meetings, so that grade-alike teachers, the special ed teacher, and the title teacher all worked together at the interventions for students. So you can see fluency in first grade went from 58 words correct per minute to 87, and comprehension went from 8.5 questions correct to 10. These are median scores, by the way, not averages. And you can look at the scores. I'm not going to read them all to you. But what we were pleased with is that the fluency increased for students, and we were able to maintain or improve the comprehension of students. At fourth grade, we didn't have an improvement. We really were static with fluency, but 150 words correct per minute is very good, so we're not worried about that. But I just thought it would be important for you to take a look at these. And again, we give basic reading inventory in first grade, spring only, and in second grade through 11th grade, we give it, we actually give the same test to them in the fall as in the spring, so we've got like data to compare.
So a typical or an average first grade in the state of Iowa would get approximately, how would I know?
I don't know that.
What that means?
I don't know that. I would tell you that there is a norming system that's used with the basic reading inventory, and our median scores are at about the 75th to 90th national percentile rank. So the median scores are high. And really, this isn't so much about comparing to other scores as it is. We just know that by the time we get kids in second grade, we'd like them reading about 120 words a minute or more, with 85% proficiency in comprehension. And as you can look, our kids were just about at that 120. They were 119 was the median, and 90% correct. And at every grade level, our goal is 85% correct in comprehension, and then the fluency increases. It actually increases, the expectation increases from the fall to the winter to the spring. One of the things we did this spring in both elementary buildings is that we went ahead and identified all of our students that would need intervention beginning at the very beginning of the school year, so we don't lose any time with intervention. In this building, for instance, we started out in some grades with as many as 16 kids in intervention, and the beginning of next year we'll have 4. So we feel good about that. We also, when we made our class list to move to the middle school, our 4th graders going into 5th grade, we already targeted the kids so that the middle school knows who needs reading intervention when they get there for the very beginning of next year. So we approach this comprehension and fluency and basic reading inventory exactly the same way in each elementary school. So when those students blend together in 5th grade, we've got common experiences for students. So I just thought you should feel good about knowing what those look like. Denny and Kevin will give you some information on there at the next meeting so that you can see how the 5th through 11th grade did as well.